Welcome back. We are here at Atlantic Sports Health with my man Steve Leo. We're talking about some techniques and habit series of a successful Parisi performance coach. And today we're going to talk about some of our warm-up drills. And I've been down here watching Steve coach our coaches through training week, and it's been great. You know, I come down here every time we have training week, and I sit in on different parts of the training week every time. I give a couple lectures. But today I focused in on the warm-up and kind of see what Steve was teaching. And some of the things I picked out, which a lot of you are probably familiar with or have been doing, but some little nuances. So today when you were coaching up focus and tall,
yes,
you know, what I really liked about, you know, that skill and that technique you're talking about, we got to hone in on one when the athletes are running, keeping the hips level, keeping the head level. And imagine, you know, we film these athletes, the hips, you draw a parallel line right at the hips, you know, and that head should not go above or below that parallel line drawing across the top of those athletes. So they're focusing on staying really tall and level. You want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, as far as keeping the hips high, it's very important. If the hips aren't high up off the ground, you're going to limit the range of motion at point of contact. So we all know we want to try to get some type of knee extension and hip extension. If my hips are lower to the ground, I'm not going to be able to get that pull through at top speed or get the full extension at acceleration. So if they can keep the hips up tall, it allows them to get that leg through a little bit easier. Again, the kids we deal with are a little bit younger, not as strong, so just getting them up taller is going to might be challenging for them. So we have to really work on that in the warm-up.
And the other thing too about this technique, when we talk about focus and tall, these are build-up runs. You know, we're building up running after the initial warm-up, you know, stationary exercises, some movement exercises. Now we're doing the focus and tall. Keeping them tall, but also what I like when they do this exercise, get them to squeeze their butt cheeks and rotate and create that pelvic tilt, that pelvic rotation where act as if they have a quarter between their butt cheeks and tell them not to lose their money. You know, it really forces them to contract those pelvic floor muscles. Another thing I really like is have your athletes participate in the coaching. You know, seeing you down here today, and I see it happening in Fairlawn and with your athletes, let the athletes say up and then the two claps. So get your athletes involved. If they're doing something well, put them in front of the class. Get them to teach that exercise to the group. Incorporate your athlete into the session, into the teaching of the session. It makes that kid feel confident. It gets the other kids to aspire to want to get up in front of the class or lead the class. Say, okay, middle line, you guys are calling the up on the drills, you know, on the skipping drills or the build-up sprints. Letting the athletes say up and then two claps, as you'll see in this video.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, now with the training management software that we have, if you're going to post up your workouts on the board, you just take a kid, put them in front of the group, tell them to follow the first three on the board. If they know it really well, they should know a lot of the exercise. And again, it's empowering that kid to be a leader in front of the group.
That's exactly right. With the training management system, you have the big flat screen on the wall. The workout is up there. One of the kids can kind of take a look and lead right through. And you want to be there fully engaged, but empower your kids to be leaders. That's a big part of what we do. Not just teaching them how to do movements, but it's an opportunity to get that kid or all your kids to be a leader, lead the class, lead an exercise, find out the person who's doing it the best in the group, put them up in front and empower them. And it's going to also empower the rest of the group, being led by a peer. So, Steve, great job this week. Super excited. Guys, keep tuning in. And if you haven't been down here in the last 2 years, make sure you get the training week, because it not only reinvigorates you, but really gets you kind of caught up on all the latest and greatest word tracks and coaching cues, which are constantly evolving. So hopefully we'll see you here soon.